Back in Syracuse as the Crunch gets set for Game 4 of the North Division Finals. It's the Crunch and the Toronto Marlies. Second home game in a row for the Crunch. Syracuse trailing this series 3-0. On Countdown to Crunch, I'm Lukas Favale, joined by Crunch head coach Ben Groulx, presented by Supercuts. Ben, it's Game 4 of the series. Obviously a tough one in the last game here on Sunday, a 7-1 loss against the Marlies. What'd you see on Sunday?
Well, if you put a list of things that didn't go well for us last game, I think that list would be pretty long because nothing went well for us. Obviously, everything went wrong. But it's something that we got to forget, and we have to turn the page. And our goal is to win the game tonight. And in order to do it, we got to play a good hockey game like we did for 3 games against Rochester and the first 2 in Toronto.
Yeah, and you said there was a lot that didn't go right, and Eric Condra after the game said maybe the team took it for granted coming home that it would just be easy, and it obviously wasn't. Do you think that kind of played a role in all of that?
Well, you know what, it maybe, but like for me, I'd rather turn the page on that game and look forward to tonight's game.
And before the game on Sunday, you talked about the mental toughness of coming back from a 24-hour difference from a double overtime game, the 2-1 loss, and then the 7-1 loss, obviously, on Sunday. Is it easier to turn the page on a game like Sunday as opposed to maybe that double overtime game on Saturday?
No doubt about it. Like it's something that we know that game doesn't define us, and it's for us tonight to make sure that we play up to our identity, and we're a tough team to play against.
And it's something we've come to expect, obviously, all year, and it was kind of an anomaly that what we saw in Game 3 is this team has been, a tough team to play against. So being able to go back to what this team is it's probably an easy message for you to deliver.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And I think our guys were very disappointed with performance on Sunday. Like I mentioned, last game we played like that was 4 months ago, and it sucks that it happened in the playoff, but we got to turn the page, and today it's game 83, and it's for us to bounce back. And
we know that this team certainly thrives on momentum throughout the course of the season. We see this team, if it gets going, it can really get going. So in terms of trying to gain that momentum, it might just take a couple of shifts early in the game to get that momentum and trying to roll off of that?
For us, it's the matter of playing the right way, and it's not about looking ahead of us. It's about being in the now, and we got to make sure that we have a solid performance and start with 1 game, and we'll see after.
It's Game 4 tonight between the Crunch and the Marlies of the North Division Finals. Second straight year the teams have played. And in the game on Sunday and in Game 1, we saw Otto Sampi in the Crunch lineup, and he's obviously working his way into the pro game as well. A couple of games in, and obviously not much from Sunday. But what have you seen from him in his first couple of appearances?
Well, he gets his feet wet, and it's not an easy environment for him to step in and start his pro career, especially because he was injured in junior, didn't play the last month, and so for him it's not only starting his career but also coming back from an injury. So it's not easy, but overall he gets better. You can see that he gets a little bit more comfortable, but it's a work in progress, no doubt about it.
We're here with Crunch head coach Ben Groulx as Syracuse gets set for Game 4 of the North Division Finals. And, in goal the last 2 games has been Connor Ingram, and you said after the game, and I think everyone was pretty clear, you can't hang that game on him. There was just so many chances in the other way. A game time decision tonight in net for the Crunch, but, what are some of the things, and whether you go with Connor, whether you go with Eddie, what are some of the things you're thinking about heading into that decision?
Well, for us, our goalies, like I mentioned, we've been a 2-goalie team all year long, so it's always the same process that we're going through. We watch games, we watch the goals against, we watch how the goalie plays, how he competes, and how he battles through. So that's lead us to have a decision for who we pick to play.
Throughout the course of this series, obviously 3 games in and 2 really good games in Toronto, thrown out the one on Sunday here. But is there anyone who stood out for you in terms of being, that player that you can rely on, playing the style that you're looking to see from the Crunch?
Well, right now I believe their depth is a difference in this series. When we try something the third and fourth line are the difference maker. We try something else. The first and second line they've been the difference maker. So they have depth, they have a good team, and it's for us to try to match their game, match their intensity level, and for us to be a better team than we were Sunday.
As we head into Game 4 of the North Division Finals, being around this team throughout the course of the season, you can feel how close this team has been throughout the course of the year, and they've gone through some ups and downs. They faced adversity, especially early in the year, and with a team that close, I'm sure they still want to obviously play for each other and don't want it to end tonight. So do you get that sense, and how can that be a benefit for a team that is so tight?
For us, we don't talk about all those things. Like we have a job to do. We know it's got to start with one game. Obviously, great group of guys, great chemistry on this team, and we believe that tonight we're going to be a much better team, and this is what we want to do for ourselves and obviously for our fans as well.
All right, looking forward to it tonight as the Crunch take on the Toronto Marlies, Game 4 of the North Division Finals. It's Crunch head coach Ben Groulx, presented by Supercuts. Ben, thanks for your time and good luck tonight.
Thanks.